So come on in, sound check done, let's begin. Breaking news, the guess is you, streaming live for you to view. Open House the podcast. Open House the podcast. Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning. I got to add you to the screen. There we go. We are. Well, this is interesting. This is an interesting setup.
How's it going, everybody? Happy Thursday.
It is
I had to
Thursday.
think about what is today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
So this will be fun because you're not used to the. See, you're gonna
Okay.
I think this is going to trip you up a little bit.
A
Yeah.
little bit, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Because,
Yeah.
something that me and you were talking about
Yeah.
recently, you're doing it right now.
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
we FaceTime,
Yeah.
I don't know if
You're not-
anybody can
yeah,
relate to
yeah.
this, but when they're FaceTiming like their friends or something,
Yeah.
you, instead of like watching your friends the whole time, a lot of times you're kind of just looking at yourself.
You're just looking at you right now. I can tell. You can
And
tell.
I am. So when
Yeah.
I look at the screen, I see what you're seeing.
But
I'm just looking at me.
The
but-
trick is not to look at the screen either. This is when he laughed
just
at me when I
gonna-
did this Muska. Do you see that little dot right there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Look,
guys.
that's where you look. And then you use your peripheral vision to see all the other stuff that's happening.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I'm going to try my best today.
this will be good practice for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I am. So that little dot is me. And
Doctor's calling.
oh, good. Summer, poor
very-
Summer.
Yeah.
we'll just leave it at that. But
Yeah.
it is Thursday. And absolutely, actually, you know what? It is a testament to commitment as well. That because were you going to cancel this morning originally? Is that what you originally were calling me for?
I was just calling you because I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
how I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
I was struggling and I was like, at least he'll have like a forewarning if I do cancel. Like,
Yeah.
I'd hate to just cancel and like leave you hanging.
Yeah, no, which is fine. But I appreciate that. But you're here, which is a testament to. Is that your doctor?
Sorry, yeah, my phone is just going. I'm wearing my watch. My watch is dinging.
Just to let you guys know. In fact, if your doctor was watching the show, right, then he would know already.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's fine. She made it. She's here. Everything is good. Everyone is having a great time.
Absolutely.
There's a couple things that I wanted to get out of the way that I thought would be absolutely fantastic to talk about this week. But first and foremost, I don't know if you saw the video yesterday. In fact, we haven't even had a chance to talk about this, have we?
What? What video?
The video of me pulling up to an office yesterday.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
no, we haven't talked about it.
No, we
yet.
haven't. We haven't had a chance.
I was gonna
Was it
personal
killing you?
DM. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I can wait. Like
Yeah.
patience.
Yeah.
Patience, Summer. Just be patient.
Well, I just wanted to know. Okay, so if you're following me on social media, so again, if you've been following for a second, if you haven't, right now, 4 weeks ago, I made the announcement that I am going to be upfront and forward with where I'm at in life, how I'm kind of starting over, the mind shift thought from calling it starting over to the again advantage, and show people what it's like. I haven't sold actively since 2014. I don't have a database like every other agent would say, right? Everybody that I know that's in my contact log are real estate agents, and we all know realtors don't actually buy real estate.
Yeah, no.
Being real.
Definitely.
So this last 3 weeks have been me setting aside and trying to find the broker that's going to match my goals and what I'm trying to accomplish and help me get there the fastest by offering the type of support that I need, the staff that I need, and so on and so forth, because it's a big ask to handle, right? So yesterday I put, what's that?
The way you said it sounded like you said something else.
Both are true. But it was interesting. So yesterday I posted that photo because I sent one simple text, right? Let's roll, and I put that up. And you sent me a message right away, and you're like, "What's this all about?" And I was like, "That's exactly what I wanted." By
And
the way,
I know that's what you wanted to. Even when I seen your next video, I'm like,
did you get mad? Were you frustrated that I
was
didn't actually answer
frustrated
it?
because I'm like, it's okay though.
Yeah,
you don't need
yeah.
to know everything right away. Like
Yeah.
I had to tell myself that.
Yeah.
I just want to know everything. What's going on? Tell me right away.
Isn't that the
when you're-
great's
It's the best.
Here it is.
There it is.
But yeah, so yesterday I pull up to this office, and there's an official. The paperwork's done, licensing's being transferred. There's an official video that I want to go out, but for you specifically, and when this podcast goes out, I can just confidently say that I have absolutely joined.
That was crazy. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that. And you know what? It's interesting.
Yeah.
It is a neat process to go through. It's hard. Forget it. They can figure out where our eyes are at.
Yeah, they know. They understand.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to relive the steps that agents have had to go through throughout these process.
Mm-hmm.
I have an admission to make, and it sounds so petty, but I have never, except for one time when I first started my real estate career,
Yeah.
I have never had to go through onboarding and actually onboard myself.
Oh my gosh. So many different things.
It's horrible.
So many emails. If any other agents watching, you know.
It's the worst.
All the emails that you get,
There's 1,000 of them.
and you have to click each and every one, go
Yes.
through the steps, sign up, onboard to each program, and so forth. And
Shout out to Mariella, by the way, who was the last person that helped me get through this thing specifically. So I could not believe the amount of paperwork and all the things that like you said. And here's the deal too.
yeah, it's a lot.
I'm like, hey guys, I need to get up and running as soon as possible,
Yeah.
right? So, and I have an hour for us to do it, not a week, right? Because the average agent takes a week, and we're going to talk about that too in a second.
Yeah.
But the average agent takes you about a week. You got to get up, you got to wait for the transfer. Man, I was in there, and I said, I got this hour. Ended up taking, I think, maybe 2. But I was like, we're getting everything done today. I called the state broker. I said, hey, I need you to push this through. They pushed me through, to the right department. Everything got through. I had Zillow Premier set up. I had every system set up. Everything was all ready to go in about 2 hours. But
wow.
it was
So you got
overwhelming.
through the whole onboarding process
Yeah.
within 2 hours?
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, but see, I sat there, and this is one of the things. Number one, I said when I got in, right, and I'll talk about this a little bit more as details come out. But the person that was onboarding me, the first thing I said was, we've got, within 6 hours, I want to already be utilizing the CRM within 6 hours.
Yeah.
So being able to get into every software, and again, I understand that I'm a little bit faster because I've been involved in this stuff forever.
You're experienced in all of these programs.
That's the advantage part, right? That's why I call it an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I was surprised, but
It's a huge advantage because let me tell you, when
tell me.
when you're onboarding and when you're doing all these emails, and especially me, right? So it's my 3rd year in real estate.
Yeah.
And I've already switched a brokerage. The
Yeah.
brokerage I started at, I'm not at currently.
Yeah.
And even so, the first time, when the onboarding process, I was with EXP. And I was so confused.
Yeah.
All I knew was I had to sign up, create an email, create a password, but I had no idea what these websites were.
Yeah.
Then there's like EXP World you download on your computer. And I'm like, what is this? It seemed
Yeah.
like a video game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like everything was just so new and so confusing.
Yeah.
So the second time I'm onboarding, slightly experienced. It was, a year later. And with Epic Realty, I'm going to say like it was easier for sure. There's no Epic World that I had to download and
Yeah.
like get into and create an avatar. I'm like, why am I doing this? But it's cool.
Yeah.
Because you learn, you live.
Yeah, I don't ever want to do it again.
I don't
will tell you
either.
that.
I do not
I don't
want to
ever
do
want
it
to
again.
onboard again. I will.
Because there's still pieces where I'm onboarding with, Epic. I'm like, what
still
is
onboarding,
this?
right? Well, and so
What is this? Like, and what the heck? Like, you do, it's a
So
lot.
let me just tell you this. It started with this sheet of just 4 QR. This is smart, by the way.
Yeah.
How they did this was very smart. It started with a sheet with just 4 QR codes on it. Well, what do you think that means? Oh, that's simple. There's only 4 things you got to do. Now, step number 3, transferring the license, especially when you've been licensed before and you've been back and forth and email addresses have been in systems and all that other stuff. That we had to do some problem solving with. But
Yeah, because they say, I don't know what they say, but my mentor told me that when I first signed up, with real estate and joined EXP,
Yeah.
she always said, use your personal email. Now, you'll always have a business email with your
Yeah.
brokerage, but connect everything, put everything out with your personal, because if you ever change brokerages, it makes your life a ton
Easier,
easier.
yeah.
So that was one thing that I was ahead on.
here's where it doesn't, though.
Oh,
Because if that personal email, which is what I use for everything, is attached to the state and then it's been attached to something else, and then you have an account that you've had before at something else, everything
a
has to be
different
disconnected
brokerage?
and deleted and
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
reinstated. And that's where we had to actually call in because I couldn't get into MI.
I still get some emails from Epic or EXP.
Yeah.
I do, and I'm
still
like,
think-
do they know that?
Yeah, you're still
they
on
do.
some
They know.
random
I got
list.
my broker's signature on my
Yeah.
letter.
Departed letter.
Yes, but no,
That's
it's still a
interesting.
bit confusing.
So-
I can't remember what emails I get from them, but it's something that it was like thinking I'm still with EXP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, whatever, delete it.
Yeah. It happens. I just thought it was interesting that there was these 4 things, and then I get this sheet of paper, and it's like three pages stapled together, front and back, and that's all the systems with the usernames and passwords that I need to fill out and then get signed up for. And I was like, oh, but I forced myself through it because, again, if I wouldn't have set aside the day to do this and say, listen, I've got this hour, this is what I'm doing. And I think that actually helps. And actually, it's funny because I'm just coming off the back of doing this 24-hour social media marathon with
Oh my
Robert
gosh.
Courtney.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I was watching, like, I was in and out, and
Me
like,
too.
I believe it. But even like during the nighttime, like, I was sleeping, but if I would wake up randomly, I would just open it. But I couldn't, like, I was just to see what you guys were up to.
Yeah.
But I'd close it and go back to sleep. I was like, wow, they're trucking along. I woke up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And that's when you guys were wrapping everything up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they ended it.
Yeah.
It's over.
Did you see that Robert actually had that streaming live on his Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube?
And Facebook.
And Facebook the
Yeah.
entire time, which is great.
Yep.
I kept forgetting that.
Like, what do you mean? Like, it was a live stream? You forgot?
Every now and then, because I'd realized, because, I somehow, and this was not planned, by the way, but somehow that camera always ended up, I was in the shot the entire time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because
Were you
me and
being
Robert were
goofy?
talking. Did you catch it? Have we not talked since this?
We haven't.
Wow. I feel
we've
like we need to
chatted
catch
a
up.
little bit. Yeah.
What are you doing today at 11?
Trying to beat my GPS so
Yeah.
I could start my podcast.
So there's this one, I'd love to find it and then fast roll through it. But there was this one part where we were at Kitchen with Q. And it, by the way, a fantastic restaurant. This is where I tried those cauliflower wings, and I've never had anything
Where
like
is
them
this
before in
one
my
at?
life. It's in Detroit. Everything was in Detroit.
Okay.
This one's called the Kitchen with Q, or something along that line, or Q's.
Cool.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's the Kitchen with Q. But either way, that restaurant was awesome. But there was this one time, and this is when I didn't realize that they were first streaming. So they set the laptop right on the end, and I'm in the shot, and I think I had a cup in my hand or something like that, or no, my cell phone, and I just turned and looked, and I just went, and Robert was working, And, and so is Brooke. And they're both doing things and moving. And I froze like that. I believe that I stayed like that for like 10 minutes.
Why?
Just because I thought it was funny.
Nice. It sounds like something you would
I
do.
had my glasses on, so you couldn't tell that I was blinking, but I never moved. So there's this whole scene where everybody else is moving, and I just wanted to see if anybody would notice. I didn't know who was watching
Did
or where that would go
anybody
out to.
notice?
No.
Oh.
But,
Not
sometimes,
yet.
not yet. But I got to pull the video. Go through 24 hours worth of video,
Yeah.
find the spot where we were there, and then I will repost it on here, and you'll see me, and I'll time lapse it. I'm just sitting there.
Yeah, no, that'll be a great time.
Never
lapse.
moved. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. The whole 24-hour podcast, I think it's the coolest thing ever. I think Robert's awesome. I think you're awesome.
You're gonna do it. Me and you are gonna do it.
I could give it a go.
It'll be fine. It'll be
I've
good.
told Johnny before. I don't know if anybody else could do a 24-hour podcast.
100% you can.
It seems a bit difficult because I'm a person who really loves and
Sleep.
cherishes my beautiness.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's what happens. You will. And I was prepared because I've done this before, right? You get to a certain point where you're like, this is starting to get rough, and then something will happen, and then all of a sudden, like the adrenaline will kick, and
Yeah, you
that's
probably get like slap happy a bit as well and
Did
goofy,
you see
silly.
Oh man, I wish I had the beginning of it right now. I almost want to pull it up. It's so.
But
Did
no,
you
definitely
see?
I'll go back and look.
Did you? I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'll since this is live, I will get Robert's permission and then edit this whole part out if he says that I can't do this, but I'm sure that he won't have an issue. But right about that 3:00 in the morning time is when you're like, and then that's when we decided to start doing a podcast between me and Robert. And we're the only ones that were left at this point in time.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And here's one of the things, and this whole thing was because I wanted to bring this up. We were talking a little bit about the fact that you actually did show up. And one of the things that Robert said to me, and he mentioned it on social too, is that the people that show up, they said that they were going to do it, right? And that's, and he said he was going to do it, and he
Yes.
did.
And he showed up.
And he
Yes.
showed up.
No, absolutely. And so, slight backstory. I was just not feeling good this morning, not having a good morning. And I texted Johnny at like 8 because I was like, well, just so you know, this is where I'm at right now, like not feeling good. And I did. I texted you just in case, but I'm laying there, and then it like hits me. I have 40 minutes before I have to leave, and I look a mess. I got to get up, brush my hair, throw on a little bit of makeup.
Yeah.
But I made it, and I was like, I can do it. I'm laying in bed contemplating each step, going
Contemplating
over
life.
it, and I'm like, can I do it? And I was like, I can do it. I sat and I
Yeah.
thought about it for too long. I just talked myself into it because I'm like, I don't want to miss. Or the alternative would be I shoot from home, and I don't have any equipment besides one AirPod. I lost my other AirPod, so that's all I got.
Yeah. But you're here, and that's what matters.
Absolutely.
And you did it. But I do want to tell you too. I would not have. I was prepared. So there's only one. If there's only one thing I'm over prepared for every time you contact me first thing in the morning, and that's for you to be like,
I know. And I knew you were thinking it. And like I said in the beginning, I'd rather you have a good idea than just be completely like flabbergasted.
Yeah.
And like I cancel last minute. That's something I would never do because I would hate if somebody did that to me.
Yeah. No.
Talk
it would be the
about
worst.
stressful. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
All right. So you want to see this? This is your sneak peek. So this is 4 hours left. We decide. Actually, no. We podcasted for 3 hours straight, starting 3 hours before we were done. So literally, it was me and him.
Mm-hmm.
So Robert claims
Yeah.
that he was all energized at this point in time and that he had this influx of energy. Mm-hmm. I was saying, I think we've hit that 4:00 in the morning. You be the judge of this. Can you see this on your end? Is this coming through? Or do I need to change something? Oh, it is, but it's small, isn't it? Here, I'll
Yep,
do it
I'm
like...
going to remove us from the
Nope, I got us. I got it right here. Whoops, other way. There we go. Boop. All right, you ready for this? I'm going to do it this way. Where did you remove yourself? Oh, you did. There we go. And then I'm going to make this one big. Boop. And then, well, all right. I don't know what just happened there. My, boop, boop.
Okay. What's going on? Yeah, just hit
There.
play. Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
you
right.
want reaction?
All right, you ready for this?
All right, so
here it is.
we're going to see how energized you guys were.
I mean, look, this is like a nightmare for me. I don't know how much of this conversation I'm going to play, but this is this is the start.
We are. Now we're live across
Everything.
Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and I'm about to go live on my phone. Johnny.
Maybe he was more energized than I thought. Now you got to remember, at this point in time,
I think
we
like
were
at-
already going for 20 hours.
You guys are.
We have
I
been
would think
live
hit that
for
like slap
approximately
happy a little. I call it like
17
the
hours.
Delulu moment.
Oh, we were definitely there.
Slightly Delulu.
Sponsored by the Brook on Bagley.
We're trying. I want to get
And
to.
in general,
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
to me that was mind-boggling.
yeah.
I never in my life.
No, it's actually an interesting, like, combination.
Hang on, I got to find this one part.
Yeah, well, no, it's bad. Like it riped too much to where it.
Robert was convinced that I knew who this guy was. I think he was still trying to set his Instagram up.
And I'm in the app.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to go through and clip it.
You do it. You hit the plus sign, and then
We're watching a podcast on the podcast.
On the podcast.
That's all I can
This
think
is
about.
the this is the
How many followers do you
best. This is the best right here.
could be like the internet sensation.
But for the wrong reason.
Well, I mean, it might insinuate.
Was it the 24 and the 30?
All right, this is the craziest thing. This was
What
our
is starting
conversation.
I'll start a new page.
Yeah, there you go. Starting new pages is actually.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I'll clip that.
Yeah.
We spent an hour. So Robert was convinced that I had heard of this
Don't
guy.
take anything personal. I really just want to know how to turn the camera around. Can somebody tell me how to turn the camera around?
We're 17 minutes in. You think
Camera. There we go.
you think that we have issues? Everyone has issues trying to get things set up.
I believe
imagine
it.
so. I mean,
We're
These
17
people are-
minutes in. And I'll tell you something that was also interesting. People were actually on
yes, because it's going through
at
the
4 o'clock in the morning watching us.
I mean, I think it would
Rob's
be cool for you to
group.
be at a glance. Oh no, actually, let's do it differently.
I'm trying to exit out of it. I'm trying to do it right now. So we hit this one part, and what ended up happening was Rob was convinced that I knew who this guy was, but I was screwing with him and trying to pretend like I didn't know who this guy was, but I really didn't know who the guy was, and it ended up being like an hour-long argument for Robert to explain to me culturally what pause means.
Okay.
And I will cut it because
Yeah, no, definitely you gotta
because
cut
you
it.
look bored as crap.
Well, I think, very confused. I'm
was
trying
very
to stay
confusing.
on,
yeah.
but I think once you clip it, it's
Watch the podcast of me and Robert trying to get a podcast starting
I
on a
will,
live
yeah.
podcast,
On the bl-
and just be
exactly.
dead air for 17 minutes is great time. That's great audio, by the way. It's a good. That is entertaining beyond belief.
yeah.
But one of the things that came up that I thought was interesting, and I thought I'd bring this onto the show as well, is we started talking a lot about GPT prompts. And what's interesting is you yourself just got started in GPT.
yeah.
And so I thought, you know, it'd be interesting. Anytime I'm talking to people about ChatGPT, there are things that they don't know that they could utilize that would help them accelerate what they're currently doing inside
Yeah,
there.
and I think that's the difference. Like, I definitely, as I would assume everybody else, like, we all know what Chat GPT is.
Yes.
We all have probably used it in one way or
Yeah.
another, and even I've used it. I thought I was, doing the coolest thing when I created like a listing description with ChatGPT
Yeah.
and like.
Oh,
But the truth is it's so much deeper. There's so much more you could do with it, and yeah. So that's where I'm at. I bought the 4.0.
Yeah.
Really trying to get a good hang of it. Give it a couple months and. I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm self-learning, but it was all because you have always influenced me with it.
Yep.
My brother, he was like, just buy it. Just
Yeah.
buy it. I was like, okay, you know. So I did, and like he was even giving me some of his ideas, and
And it is
so cool.
Yeah.
You can create your own personal.
anything.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm using it. Obviously, I would like real estate. Every real estate agent should be using it. It's been said before. It'll be said over and over. If you're not using it, you're already behind.
Yeah.
Way behind. Way behind. So definitely get going with ChatGPT, but if you could further expand with it, watch YouTube videos and like
Or podcasts like this, because I'm about to give you
Podcasts.
some crazy stuff
Exactly,
that
yeah.
you don't even know yet, I think.
I don't know a lot.
You know, one of the things that came up when we were in the 24-hour challenge was somebody said, do I really need to buy Pro? And I said, possibly. But do you know a really good way to find out is to go into ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, should I buy Pro?
Yeah.
And it will basically say, well, if it doesn't know you very well, it'll say, tell me a little bit about that. It's not in the camera, is it?
I was thinking it was in that camera.
That camera was just for before and after stuff.
Oh, gotcha. Side note.
Side note. But ask ChatGPT, based on what you know about me and what I want to do, and or if you don't know enough, ask me about what it is that I want to do.
Yeah.
And then tell me if it makes sense to buy a Pro subscription. I did that before I ever bought it because ChatGPT just started listing all these things that it could do for me.
Yeah, and I feel like it just keeps advancing as well, even from the first day we used it to today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you ask it a prompt, right? And it gives you the prompt, but then it says, would you like me to further explain and maybe put this into a PDF so it's easily
See, it does that for
readable?
you, yeah.
And like it asks me all these things. And,
Yes.
I'm like, you know, I didn't think of that, but now that you mention it, that's genius. So absolutely. I'd love that, ChatGPT.
I think
so,
the G stands for genius.
Genius. What does it
Genius.
stand for? Also,
Yeah.
can I say,
Yeah.
I am so guilty of saying ChatGPT
With a B?
with a B.
Like a boy?
ChatGPT.
Instead of
BT.
P. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
I do it a lot. I might do it on the podcast.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. We'll edit it out. No. So 2 weeks ago, one of the things that I talked about was a killer prompt that you can put in there. In fact, I think it's one of the, especially if ChatGPT knows you, one of the best prompts that you can put in there for self-awareness. And we've talked about this a couple times now, but that's the prompt, hey, based on what you know about me, where will my life be in 1 year, 5 year, and 10 year? This brought up an interesting question, though, over the week, and that is, well, what if I'm new to ChatGPT and ChatGPT doesn't know a lot about me? I'm going to teach you a hack. So there's a hack on how to get ChatGPT to know you really, really quickly so that it can start to put the stuff together for you right out the box. And so if you haven't done this summer, this is a good one for you to do too. And that is ask me 15 to 20 questions about myself, my life, and my goals that will give you an understanding of who I am so that you can then answer this question. Then you ask the question, where will I be in 1 year, 5 year, or 10 year? When you do this, ChatGPT will ask you a set of questions and it'll ask you everything it needs to ask you to get to know you to give you that solution. And it's a super easy hack. And by the way, this hack works with everything. Let's say that you're trying to figure out, hey, ChatGPT, give me 10 of the most used hashtags that will influence people in my business today. Okay, but ChatGPT doesn't know what your business is because you just got it, right? So ChatGPT, ask me 15 to 20 questions about myself, my business, and my brand that when I ask you to give me 15 of the top hashtags for my industry today, you will be able to answer it. So do you see how you can set up almost every question by setting if you haven't used it for a long time now.
Well,
if you've been,
yeah, you're basically training it.
100%.
Because you're using it for you. Now, ChatGPT is very smart, has all the answers, right? But it's very generalized. And so if you want it personalized, definitely I recommend doing that as well. I have done that because you've told me in the past to do that.
Yep.
So me and ChatGPT, we're getting close.
You're getting close.
Yeah.
You got a voice picked out for it yet?
No, I haven't done the voice thing yet.
You should do
I
it.
will.
As soon as the show's done. You got to pick your voice, though. So you got to pick a voice that resonates with you. Mm-hmm. And because there's different voices to choose from.
Interesting.
I call my voice Chad.
Okay.
It just sounds like a Chad.
Okay, yeah.
It works.
No, yeah, I think I'll name it too.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like you had a baby you didn't know you were going to have. But it's your everything thing. So my GPT
Oh my gosh, yeah, because I have it for my business.
Yes.
That is why I want to use it. But all the other little plus sides,
Yeah.
everything, the smallest thing, like say you don't know what to cook for dinner.
Yes. Yeah.
I asked ChatGPT. and
Even better.
It knows what you like because you've told it, hopefully.
You ready for this? Okay, so this is what I love about talking about this. You can open your fridge and take a picture, then put it in ChatGPT and say, "This is the diet
is
plan
what
I'm
we're
on
working
right now.
with."
This is what I have. What can I cook right now? It'll take me less than 15 minutes."
Absolutely.
And it will tell you.
You want to know what I did?
What? Tell me.
I'm embarrassed, everybody. But
You don't have to say.
No, it's kind of, I'm not too embarrassed. But
Okay.
So my Chipotle order,
Yes.
I told ChatGPT my Chipotle order, and I was like, help me make this more, help me reconstruct what I like and in my bowl and still meet my nutrient goals.
Yeah. And it
Like,
did.
It did.
Yeah, it said don't go to Chipotle.
No, it gave me some prompts because like Chipotle, I love Chipotle.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing
I
in
always
the
call
world.
it, you know what's funny?
In the world. It's not in the world.
It is
I
kind of.
love it. Oh,
What's really funny about you and slightly frustrating is I can, even before the show, like I got this I try to make you, like you're always prepared for me to do something and you don't get bothered. And it's so frustrating because I constantly call Chipotle. I don't know. Have you ever noticed this? I constantly call and reference Chipotle as Qdoba because we got into a thing about it one time.
Yeah.
And you just never even will let me have the satisfaction. You're just like, yeah. I'm like, get a bowl from Qdoba. Anyway, side note.
I just say it, yeah.
Yeah. Qdoba is not the
Well,
same as
actually, you
Chipotle.
never know. I might.
What,
The other
one
day, so it's funny because Qdoba is so much closer to me. It's around the corner.
Did you actually go to Qdoba?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I almost
Look
did.
at you.
I was like, I'm just going to go to Qdoba, whatever.
You're like one of those Sam's Club Costco people. Where
I'm
you're like,
very-
I would never go to Sam's Club. Ugh.
Yeah, if I like something, I like it till I don't like it.
Yeah?
We just keep rolling.
And then you keep rolling.
Keep rolling. Absolutely.
I came up with a list, and some of these you might like too. But I came up with a list of prompts specifically for real estate agents and entrepreneurs. Now, my ChatGPT, these are prompts that I use. You got to understand one thing that ChatGPT constantly gives me is it gives me an edge with ADHD stuff because it knows me so well. It already knows that. So it all has like NLP technique, ADHD stuff baked in because that's how it knows to respond to me.
Right.
But one of the things that I like to do a lot, this is a very awesome prompt. So ChatGPT allows you to actually take voice notes now, if you didn't know this, and you can actually just hit the microphone button, talk, and then send it. I use this on a daily basis. Give me a voice-to-text brain dump template to organize my thoughts into tasks, notes, and ideas for later execution.
Wait.
Yeah, that prompt is give me a voice-to-text brain dump template to organize my thoughts into tasks, notes, and ideas for later execution. And what it will do, go ahead.
We're gonna have to pin these prompts too. We'll pin them when we edit the video.
Sure,
so
we
people
will.
could see the whole thing.
Yeah. No, maybe I'll create a little thing about this and people can download it. Mm-hmm. But this right here will give you a sheet that will help you organize them. But as always, my GPT will say, would you like to just do the brain dump now and I'll just fill it out for you? Yes, ChatGPT, I want you to do that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Who wouldn't want ChatGPT?
Who wouldn't want that?
Absolutely.
This one is really good too. So here's another prompt that I use on a daily basis to help me make decisions. And that is, what is my most profitable next action based on my updates? So I literally am in ChatGPT and I'm updating it in different aspects of it all day long.
Yeah.
I'm using it to track my food right now. I'm using it to track the amount of time that I'm active and exercise. This morning I was at Planet Fitness. Well, you know that because you called me.
I do.
And
I did not go. I was so disappointed.
I went for, but that's why I went.
went for
I
me.
went for you.
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's teammates.
Teammates.
But this is great because ChatGPT knows what my big why is. So it might ask me, well, what have you done so far and what are you looking to accomplish for the day? It might ask me a follow-up question and I'll say, hey, listen, based on what you've actually told me your big why is, this is the most important next actionable thing that you need to do today. Or did you forget about this? which is something that it asks me every now and then. My ChatGPT has a little sass. Every now and then I'll be like, dude.
ChatGPT does need a little bit of sass.
Here's a good one for you, by the way. Here I'm gonna here's some ones that I've used, and then I just altered it a little bit for real estate agents.
Okay.
This one I get all the time from agents when I'm coaching them. The person, they never got a hold of me, right? I tried giving them a call, they didn't bother sending me a message back. Try this prompt for that. So for a client that's ghosted you, here's a prompt that you can try. Draft a follow-up text for a buyer who ghosted me. Keep it personal, low pressure, and easy to send.
Actually, that is really smart because even
Yes.
for like your people who are already, in your CRM, people you've already done business with, we always talk about it's important to stay
Yep.
in these people's lives, tell them happy birthday, Merry Christmas, all those things, and just be genuine and just whatever. And a lot of people get stuck. Well, what am I going to say? I haven't seen them in like a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And I get stuck too sometimes. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
what do I say? I don't want to be annoying or something,
So I think this is the thing that I think people are having a really hard time with ChatGPT, and this will help you too.
Mm-hmm.
For some odd reason, when they get to ChatGPT, they stop talking like you just talked.
Right.
They're like, how do I turn this into a prompt? That's the prompt. Hey, ChatGPT, I haven't talked to this person in a year.
Exactly.
The thing is, you got to be honest about it, right?
It's your chat GPT.
It is yours.
Need an honest relationship or it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's very true though.
It is.
Yeah, you have to manipulate it to the very highest level for your business.
So just be upfront. ChatGPT. See, what you're not going to ask anybody else. Here's what you're not going to ask anybody else. You're not going to ask anybody else, hey, I'm wanting to get business from this guy that I forgot to call a year ago, and now I need to recall him because I know that this is part of the thing I have to do for business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but
if you're talking like with someone at your office or something, you're going to reword it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, how do I say this without
But with
saying
ChatGPT, you just say, you just need to get comfortable saying that directly to the thing.
Yeah.
Hey, ChatGPT, watch this. Let's do it. Let's see what it says.
Okay.
I'll do it right now. I'll do it live. I'm going to say, hey, ChatGPT. I'm going to hit. I wonder if the microphone will record at the same time while I'm using the site. We'll see.
Probably not.
Hey, ChatGPT. I'm just going to see if it did this before we go into the whole thing. It will not because we're using the mic. Okay, cool. So, hey, I haven't talked to my client in a year. I want them to give me referral business.
What do I do?
But I don't
What?
to sound annoying. You just say the exact thing that you just said. All right.
Let's see what they say.
Here's what it says. It says, got it. You want to reach out in a way that feels natural, helpful, but not pushy, especially since it's been a while. Here's a message that you can send that's warm, respectful of the time gap, and subtly opens the door for referrals. You ready for this?
Absolutely.
Hey, name here. I know it's been a minute. Just wanted to say hi. I've been thinking about the awesome people I've worked with, and you definitely came to mind. Hope that life's treating you well. I'm back in full swing helping folks. And if you know of anyone who could use a solid agent in their corner, I'd be honored to help them out. No pressure at all. Just wanted to reconnect and say thanks again for trusting me with trusting me when you did. Let's catch up soon if you're up for it.
That's beautiful.
Boom.
That is beautifully
Boom.
put. I like that one a lot, actually.
Well, you can steal it.
I'm gonna clip it.
You should clip that.
I'm gonna send it to everybody. Just kidding.
But you should. There's no reason that you can't.
Absolutely.
And here's the other thing. I use ChatGPT. There's some things that happen in life where you're dealing with a certain type of personality type, and you need to be able to word stuff in a way that will circumvent certain things. Am I laying that down? Do you think people are picking up what I'm laying down?
I think they're picking it
Yeah.
up.
So when you're dealing with crazy people, what I like to do is I will take our text message string and throw it into ChatGPT and say, how do I get them? And this is for real. How do I get them? Because no matter what I say, they're not going to perceive it. You're not going to see it from my perspective. And ChatGPT will give me not only what to say, but why it works from their perspective. And it's been super powerful just to copy and paste that stuff in there and then let it do its magic.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's some other stuff real quick that we can do, right? Mm-hmm. Give me a 5-question intake form for buyers and sellers that will work via text message or something I can send in a DM.
Okay, why would you give a buyer or seller an intake?
This is a great question. It's something that you should always do. Why? Because when you're starting to work with your buyer or your seller, you want to know who they are. The one of the things that people always get, and I always shied away from this, but you know, at the closing, what's the most common closing gift, Summer?
A bottle of wine.
Bottle of wine. What happens?
Champagne.
What happens if they were recovering alcoholic?
You know,
And you didn't know it.
It's a problem.
It is a very big problem.
It is,
Or if
yes.
they don't drink wine. I'm not a wine drinker. I never like the taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
So now somebody's going to give me $100 bottle of wine. And there was
What do you think would be the next one? I have an idea.
What the next closing gift is?
Yeah.
Next to wine, if
Yeah.
it's not just giving them cash back,
Yeah.
it would probably be, wine is definitely number one.
Absolutely.
Gift
what
baskets.
would be number 2?
Gift baskets is a thing that you see
think?
a lot. Yep.
Okay.
Gift baskets. Usually though, I think it's by a giant margin. It's going to be alcohol.
100%. So it's funny that you say that. This is something I think about with my clients.
Yeah.
I don't just buy alcohol unless we've literally had conversations about, I need a drink.
Yeah.
Like something's mentioned about a drink.
Yeah.
I will not buy because of that.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of people who are, but that kind of goes down to really knowing and understanding your clients.
Whoa! And how can you get to know them like that?
Well, the best way to know anybody is to ask questions.
Like maybe send them an intake form via text message or DM. Full circle.
How often do you go out, client?
Or
what are you gonna say?
do you like
Like, how
salty
would
or
you-
sweet things?
Oh, I see.
Are you coffee or alcohol type of person?
You know what? Wow.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah.
No, I never thought of
Intake
doing
forms are an old
If someone
school
was
thing.
asking me those questions, I would be like, wow, this
Yes.
person is very thorough.
Of course.
Even with their, obviously, you may get me a gift if I'm answering all
Yep,
these questions. But I would be like, they're so thorough, even with their gift giving.
100%.
They want to make sure I'm completely happy and with my house, with everything.
Afterwards, yeah.
And afterwards.
Here's how you do an intake form in a way that doesn't because sometimes it's a little weird just to be like, hey, you wanted to see 321 Main Street. Great. Glad to hear about that. Do you like to get drunk or would you rather have chocolate? So you don't want to do that.
I would be like, maybe both.
But what's fun is the intake form.
You might be able to do that. Some people are very close with their clients.
I don't recommend it on the first call.
I do not recommend either.
But here's what you can do.
Unless you're okay with not getting the business.
Well, even then, you might. But here's what you can do, though, right? When it comes to intake form, you start with the easy questions. Do you prefer a phone call or a text message? Mm-hmm. Is there a time of day that works the best? Right? It's easy stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're looking at a home, what time of day is the best
you
for you
need
to
that
look?
information so you can plan and you don't wait until, they pick out which homes they want to look
Yeah.
at with you, and then you're like, okay, now let's figure out the schedule. That's actually really genius.
It's called foot in the door. So
Yeah.
you're asking basic questions that make sense, that shouldn't throw them off. And then you say, all right, and just a little bit more about you. Are you a sweet person or a salty person?
And even like this gets me thinking.
Good.
Because this is obviously an intake form. This
Yes.
is when you maybe it's about to be a client. They haven't signed yet.
Yeah.
And you send that over. But it almost feels like you're talking with them and getting all this information that you're already working together. Nothing's
course.
signed,
Yeah,
nothing's
yeah.
happening, but you're already building a relationship.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's interesting. I came across doing this. I was working with a team one time many years ago, and the gentleman that ran this team, he bought people a Keurig every single closing. And we got in an argument about this because at the time, and I still am not a big Keurig fan. Nobody cleans those pipes out. They leave moldy coffee cups just sitting in there forever till the next person uses them. I'm not a Keurig guy. I'm one of those anti-Keurig people. Okay.
Yeah.
If you own a Keurig, but he was giving a
Oh,
Keurig
judgment.
to everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if they're like me and they don't want a Keurig? He's like, everybody wants a Keurig. So we decided to contact his
When
last.
you say Keurig so
Yeah.
many times, it sounds crazy, but yeah.
How do you say it?
Keurig. I forgot how to say it. You
Keurig?
just said it so many times.
It is Keurig, isn't it?
Keurig.
You're saying Keurig.
I don't even know.
It's Keurig.
It's one of those words. What I'm saying is it's one of those words you keep saying it
So the
over
call-
and over.
yeah, and it gets
I'm
weird.
getting confused. Yeah.
So I remember having this conversation. So we contacted the last 10 people that he had bought this for. And like 6 of them were like,
kinda-
we don't use it.
How many Keurigs is he buying for one person?
One for every closing. But he was spending $300 to $500 on these
So
things.
like one agent has multiple closings, so they're getting multiple Keurigs. Is that what you're saying?
So the agent wasn't getting the Keurig. He was
Oh,
buying.
he was
He is
getting
the
it for-
agent.
Oh, okay.
So when he closed the property,
I thought you were talking about like a team leader. It was okay.
no.
Gotcha.
That would be no. He owned the team, but when he had a personal closing, he would and that was for his team. So it was anytime there's a closing, they got a Keurig.
Okay.
When we switched to doing intake forms, one of the things that we asked a lot about them. Now all of a sudden, you got somebody that likes golf. So they get a golf digest, a sleeve of golf balls, a thing of chocolate. And we started to pull stuff in. When I was working with Randy, we found out, I remember one thing that we did because I introduced this early on in his system. I remember one of the people said that there was a specific pop that they liked, but they couldn't get it down in Florida. And I remember Randy having Heather, I believe at the time, I remember having her order them that pop and then shipping it down to them.
Cool.
And what do you think that person was like? Whoa, right?
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's genius.
Here is some advanced ChatGPT stuff that can really, really get it. I wanted to try to squeeze these in here because I just want to let you know how advanced this stuff can get.
Okay.
Number 1 is audio journaling with actionable breakdowns. This is something that I do almost every single day.
Audio journaling with
Yes.
actionable breakdowns.
Yes. So I open up ChatGPT and I hit the microphone and I do everything at once. It's my brain dump. It's what I'm going through at the time.
You don't want to forget.
It's
like,
things I don't want
brain's
to forget,
already on
what
there.
I'm looking to do. And I'll just start talking. Hey, ChatGPT, it's Thursday. I feel like I'm behind already. I understand where other real estate agents are coming from. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Monetarily, I'm behind right now. I got bills that are coming up that I need to pay. I got this thing happening in June. I've got onboarding. I'm trying to figure out where my leads are at. And I
My
just go.
life is in shambles.
Everything sucks, right? No, I don't say that.
No.
But I will, whatever I'm feeling or thinking or saying, I will do that. And then what ChatGPT will do is it'll take all of that and then it will say, all right, based on everything that you said and your original goal, here is the actionable breakdown of your day today. Number 1, hey, you're making progress. In fact, I could probably read that. It's on my phone right now.
Yeah.
You know what? The fact that you did this, you're already making progress.
Right.
And as long as you're going a little bit forward at a time, you're not going backwards, and that's worth celebrating. And it will actually give you an actionable item. And if you want to get even more specific, you just ask it, what are 3 action items? And then you could do this. So what it does now for me is it'll give me my next action item. It also gives me 2 content ideas out of it, something I could talk about. and then it will give me a personal insight that I can reflect on later. And I like haikus, so lately it's been giving everything to me in a haiku.
That's awesome.
Which I think is
That's
great.
really cool. You can personalize and do all those things.
Here's something for you, Summer, that you can do, and maybe you have or haven't done this, but you can turn it into a smart deal analyzer bot. And you can do this.
I have a negotiating version as well.
Do you? How did you do that?
My brother helped me. So I told Chris on the phone, I was like, you and Johnny need to meet.
Is this the underwear model?
And I told him you call him an underwear model too. And he just
There's no
laughed.
way he's not.
He's not.
Throw his Instagram up right now. That one. Is that on his Instagram? The underwear photo. How's he not an underwear model if he's modeling underwear?
He is a Chat
just go-
GPT guy. But no, seriously, underwear, all of that aside. No, you guys seriously should have a conversation because he helped me personalize. So I have different chats, different like purpose with my, and like I said, I'm still learning. I don't know if you know what that means. I don't know if anybody watching knows what that means. Chris obviously knows what that means because he did it or helped me walk through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I'm just gonna say we all should sit down and have like
a powwow.
oh my god, the best.
Me and him could sit down in underwear together and talk about it.
Okay,
That'd make
what am I
great TV.
gonna do?
Well, you wouldn't. That would be weird if you were there.
Well, I don't.
We got to find a treehouse somewhere and put a no girls allowed sign outside.
I don't
of
know.
it.
He's not an underwear model.
Okay, yeah, okay. He just takes pictures of himself in his
He
underwear.
was a model. No, not an underwear model.
It just so happens. Okay, sorry. He was a model. Now look at me. I can't even.
He was a model
that just happened to be in underwear, but he is not an underwear
But
model.
he was not in underwear. He was
what?
in pants as well.
No.
He was on a book cover. It was like one of those.
That was the one that you showed me,
one of
was
those
it?
books.
One of what books? What kind of book was
I never
it?
read the book. I don't know, but yeah, obviously he was posing.
Yeah.
For it, but he was clothed. I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
He was not clothed.
We don't need to talk about Chris's
No, I
modeling
want to
career
talk
on
about
the
this.
podcast.
It's the only thing that matters now.
And
all of a
actually, it
sudden.
was a long time ago too. He doesn't even do it anymore.
He doesn't look like that anymore.
No, but Chris, he offers a lot too. Like he's really smart. Like
Yeah.
he's really smart in a lot of different areas.
Yeah.
He's in sales as well.
Okay.
So that's something me and him
Should
should
bring him
talk
on.
about. Absolutely. He's in Grand Rapids. He's hopefully
should
coming
go to
back.
Grand Rapids.
But he's going to be coming back towards the end of the summer.
Well, let's bring him in
hopefully.
here.
Who knows? But
let's bring him in
absolutely,
here,
yeah.
and then they can decide whether he's an
We'll
underwear
get
model.
Chris on the podcast, and you guys. Okay.
All right.
Sure.
We got to wrap this up, Summer. Here's the last prompts that I think that most people are missing out on. Are you?
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
What was that? Were you looking at yourself?
I was.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Ask it to pretend to be your emotional support duck.
Okay.
Yep, I think everybody should do this. Here's the prompt. Talk to me as my emotional support duck. You can name it Quackson if you want. You are highly trained in both psychology and bread acquisition.
Well, I'm confused. So, like
That's
a
what's going to happen.
therapist.
That's exactly what. Yeah, you'll feel better, but you might be slightly confused with this prompt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need that type of advice. That makes me feel better, but slightly confused. Does not sound good for me.
Well, maybe this prompt will work better for you. If you ever need to hear a microwave diss somebody, this is great. Ask ChatGPT to make a rap battle between two random things. So you could pick, hey, ChatGPT, do a rap battle between a microwave and a cauliflower.
Okay.
And it will battle itself. And if you do this with the voice activated, it's hilarious. And it will do a whole rap battle for
That's
you as those two
fun.
things.
That's funny. And one thing too we didn't talk about is how ChatGPT does the image as well.
yeah.
And I
Create
think
an
that's-
image of this chat. Yeah.
They know you. Yeah, and I think that's something that is. My hand is right up in the screen. Yeah, guys.
Yeah, tell me.
But no, I think the image creator. Absolutely, people should be using that, playing with it, get to know it. Don't be weird. But no, absolutely. What else? Is it called Aurora? That's the image creator, right?
Sora.
Or Sora.
Yeah.
Sora.
Yep.
So yeah, Sora.
Yep.
Cool.
Pretend that I'm applying to be a knight in 1284. What question would they ask? Prep me like a coach. This is a fun prompt. It's a prompt to have you have it coach you through imaginary time travel job interviews.
Okay.
And this is funny. You haven't seen these. I've actually had it made pictures of us as if we were podcasters from 1900s, 1400s, and as soon as it sends, I'll show it
that's
to
cool.
you.
That's another fun one.
is
I would
cool.
use the image prompt, like give your ChatGPT some images of you. Also, headshots. Let me just throw that in there
Yeah.
for any agents or anybody who needs a headshot. Ask
Yeah.
ChatGPT, give it multiple photos, and it will create.
Did you
a
do that?
headshot.
Did you do the headshot stuff?
I will say I'm gonna give it another go with my 4.0, but the Epic Realty offers the AI headshot.
How did it work for you?
I hated it. Oh
Yeah, yeah.
man, I have them in my phone. Oh.
I want to see them as soon as the show's done.
I could let me pull it up right now. It's
You gonna show?
funny.
Yeah, do it.
I'll show it.
All right, show one. I'll show you. I'll show you.
It's so bad.
So it
I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me. Obviously, when you see an image, so bad.
But you're really funny because you're really difficult on that's
I guess
close, right? That's very close.
I would suppose it's close, but it's just
When it comes to images though, you are very critical of AI images.
I am.
You pick out, you're like, that's not me. It's close. I don't know what the chin thing is, but I can see where it gets. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that afterwards. But whenever
Absolutely.
I've sent you images, even when it was like cartoon stuff, you're like,
I'm like, that
wow,
doesn't look like
you
me."
look great, and which I don't. It's both a rendition of what we kind of look like, but you're always super critical about what you look like, and it's
like with AI and stuff, because like I really want to see like what's the closest it can make you look, because I feel like but it never really gets it with me.
yeah.
It just doesn't.
That's just because you're expecting you with like all the filters that you've put on throughout the day, like on Insta and stuff like that. I think it's because you have so many actual photos of you that a fake photo doesn't look glamorous anymore. And you can tell that it's not you, but it's not. But to the regular person, I can almost guarantee nobody would not know that wasn't
especially
you.
too like if you use the AI photo generator, and I'm sure when if you use it, you'll be like, what the heck? Everybody has that reaction. But if you think about it and you just use it as like most of these websites and stuff, it's a small logo, like all your websites or your email. It's very small. It's not like it's a huge, unless you're with Epic Realty and you're on a billboard. But that was why I really wanted to get my photo done, was for the billboard. And I was like, I can't have this on the billboard. Like, I'd rather have a real image of me than whatever AI was doing. It made my eyes look good, which was cool, but everything else, I was just like, my lips were deformed. Like, I'm like, why? Because like it just gave me bigger lip. It was crazy. Like, I don't know, my face just didn't look right.
I had AI one time make an image of me. If I could find it, I'll post it up somewhere. But one time AI made an image of me, and for some odd reason, I was holding a baby Yoda, and it was just coming out of my stomach.
Yeah.
So not only did the AI image generator think that I was pregnant, but it assumed that if I was
You're an
having a baby,
alien?
it would be Yoda for some reason. I was like, that's not. Thanks, GPT.
Well,
Anyway,
okay.
we didn't even get to call your mom today.
I
know that's what you want to do all day. You're
Happy
waiting
Mother's
for it.
Day. And
But-
her birthday's in 2 days as well.
Oh, happy birthday and Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
But
Happy
it's
Mother's
time,
Day to your
Summer.
mom as well, and every other mom out there. It's time to hit the light, lock the door, pull the sign. We're ending Open House, the podcast. Thank you for listening.
We'll talk to you next week. Peace.
The guest is you.